How do you know if you are shifting to the fifth dimension? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salow and I'm a spiritual coach, author and speaker, and I help people to embody their souls. And in this video, I will walk you through 19 signs that will tell you that you are shifting into the fifth dimension. But first, I just want to say why we are collectively shifting to the fifth dimension and what it means. Back in the past, there was a huge rebellion that took place in our local system, and also our planet was part of that. And because of that, we were kind of like unplugged from energy circuits that linked us to the headquarters of our local system and also to the headquarters of our local universe. So we've been in spiritual quarantine for a very long time. And now, as finally we start to evolve again, there is this huge waves of awakening happening on our planet, and you are part of it. Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. Because of your transformation and your awakening and you doing work on yourself, we can be now shifting as a whole planet and all the inhabitants of the planet to the higher dimensions. And as we are shifting to the fifth dimension, we will slowly start to be plugged into that system again, which is a huge thing, and it's been happening. Maybe you notice that you can communicate easier with your spirit guides, or you can, talk to some ascended master, or that you just receive more information, more guidance. There is more light. It's because we are actually stepping into that time of light again. And you are already in the fifth dimension. You wouldn't be watching this video otherwise. So these signs that I'm going to talk about, it's more like suggestions of what to master in your life, because you are already going to fifth dimension, but then you fall back because your frequency is sometimes high and sometimes it goes low again. So it's like you are in that fifth dimension, but then you bounce back into the fourth dimension, not third. So what is happening is that you have to learn how you can anchor this high frequency, how you can hold it, keep it, stabilize it in your system. So your energy is not doing this dance back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's not about if you are shifting to fifth dimension. Yes, and you've been there, you are there, maybe right now as you are watching this video, you are just there. But it's about how to hold that frequency in you, in your life, so it's stable. So it becomes your new norm. So these signs take it more as a suggestions, kind of what to focus on if you want to keep that frequency stay put. So let's begin. The 19 signs of shifting into the fifth dimension. And I just want to say, I will be reading some of those signs from my notes to make sure that I don't miss out any. The first sign is your energy body will be restructuring itself. It means that your whole energy system, your pathways, your chakra system is changing. You are shifting to the 12th chakra system. We are talking about the major chakras. Of course, there's thousands of other minor chakras in the body and outside of the body. You will be changing energetically your emotional body. And of course, these things are maybe more difficult to kind of know if they are happening. But one thing for sure that you will notice in your life is you will be clearing out stress from your body. You will become aware of the amount of stress that you have in your body, and you will start to release it. And it's not only stress as a result of your current life, but it's the accumulated stress. Let's say that you've experienced a lot of stress when you were a child because maybe your parents were not organized, things were changing quickly. Maybe they were living in their fearful states of minds, and your body was constantly in that stress, and it stayed in your body. It needs to clear out. Another thing that is happening, and this is the work I love to do as a soul healer, that's the most exciting thing for me, is to help people to clear out their soul's memories from their energies, because we've been here for some time. We've experienced many timelines, and some of them were not, let's say, the most positive, as we would call it, and those needs to be released as well, because they can create exactly this kind of like stressful panic reaction, like something is off. And this is taking us again like down into that fourth dimension, and it's more difficult to keep that 5-dimension frequency. So the next sign is that you will be more reading vibrations. You will be more aware of the vibrations of other people. For example, someone will be telling you something, and instead of listening only to the words, you will also read their vibration. You will read the vibration of the words. You will feel the vibration of your co-workers, of your job. You will feel the vibration of Earth much more. And you will, of course, be more in touch with your own vibration. You will actually start to feel it and perhaps also see it. You will start to see vibrations. It's like these gazillions of tingling lights. Or maybe if you are in a meditation and your energy body will start to vibrate and resonate, you will feel it more and more frequently. The third sign is that relationships will be changing, and they are already changing so much, because we are collectively closing many souls contracts that we call karmic, and we are awakening our heart consciousness. And as this is happening, we are able to connect with other humans from heart to heart and soul to soul. And this can apply to any form of relationships, even like, let's say you go to the grocery store and you are doing your shopping, and then you go to pay and you just connect with the shopkeeper. You just, you have this heart-to-heart moment, that recognition. It's like, I see you, I see the true you. And these kind of relationships and soul-based bonds will be happening more and more in your life. The next sign is inner truth. You will be more attuned to your own inner guidance system. And, often it happens that we try to kind of put ourselves into some sort of box or label where we don't belong. So our inner guidance is telling us this is not the path for you, but we think it's a good thing, we should be doing it. And since I'm talking about spirituality, I will give you some spiritual examples how that could look like. For instance, someone will tell you that you have to do specific kind of meditation, or that you have to meditate, or that you have to do some spiritual practice, and you will feel this connection. You will feel like, I have to push myself to actually do it. Okay, now it can be your ego intervening. You have to check it first, but it can be also your actual inner guidance system that will tell you you don't need to do this. And instead you do something else that might not look like spiritual practice, but it will be of much greater benefit for you. So you have to respect what's real for you. The next sign is inner peace. You will be experiencing more and more of inner peace. And this is the result of working with your mind and also with your emotional body. Because the emotional body will not be jumping up and down, speaking in terms of frequencies, so you will not be moody anymore. If you are very moody and you have big like swings in emotions, it's the sign that your emotional body is trying to like readjust itself. So it's the first sign. Restructuring your energy body is part of the process. And it's alright. It will get like better in time. Of course, you have to actively help your emotional body, but it's like trying to find that right frequency and hold it. So that inner peace, suddenly it will be like, because at some point in your healing journey you are thinking this will never end, like I'm all the time like this, but there comes the point when you will start to feel really peaceful and you will be connected to your presence, and it will feel like so fulfilling and rewarding. And this will help you to actually keep those 5th-dimensional frequencies better. The next sign is that the way you are helping other people will change. The help must be mutual. So, for instance, let's say you have your parents and siblings and friends that you love so much, but you also see that they struggle somehow. And you know how you could help them. For you, it's easy to see, okay, this must be fixed. Here you are like neglecting your emotions, and so you can see it. But you don't rush in to help them anymore as you used to. Because the thing is, if you are pushing your help on other people, it's not working for you and it's not working for them. For you, it's not working for sure, because what you will see as that kind of like biofeedback immediately is drop in your energy. You will start to feel like not being grounded and balanced. And sometimes your energy body can be out of like order for a long time. So when you are helping people, that help must be mutual, which means that it works for you and it works for them as well. If it doesn't work for you, then the benefit for them will be very short-lived, like super short. They will say, oh, thank you, I got it, I understand, so on. And like next day you can have the same conversation again. So don't kind of like waste your time and energy in the wrong places, even if you know how to help. Which brings me to the next sign, which is you will trust people. You will trust their higher selves, that they are guiding the process of those people. Because even if you may like see someone suffering or going through some challenging time, you don't know if this is exactly, the experience they need, so they can also shift to the fifth dimension. You cannot deprive people of their rock bottoms. It's a very unkind thing to do. You also needed your rock bottom to realize some things within you. So do they need it? If you try to like deprive it from them, you are just prolonging, extending that time for them. So it's more like holding that loving space and be present there and waiting for them to go through whatever they have to go through. And of course, I'm not talking if you see, someone having car accident and you just drive off because you say, oh, it's their experience. I'm not talking about these things at all. There are situations when we have to help. There is no question about it. And sometimes people ask us to help them. That's also a completely different story. Then you are part of their evolution process and you should help if you can. But if you are like kind of pushing your help onto someone, doesn't work. It's not kind thing to do. You cannot judge their own evolution. You have to trust that their higher self is leading them. Hold that loving space for them. And then at some point they might ask you for help, and then they will be also ready to receive it. The next sign is that you will be clearing your own energy body, which means that you will start to feel like, okay, these people are maybe not beneficial for me in the long run. These kinds of foods are not good for my body. These kind of like activities, like, I don't know, scrolling social media pages or whatever you might be doing is not good for my energy. And you will start clearing your energy system. And it will feel like you have to do it. You cannot be doing those things you used to do in the past. You cannot kind of like go into that unconscious way of living anymore. It's over, it's done, don't try it. You have to be more and more conscious, and then it will be more fun and easier and better for you. The next sign is that you will become powerful. And what it means is that you will take ownership of your life, your experience, your thoughts, and your purpose. You will not be saying, oh, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know how to begin. You will just get into work. Don't pretend that you don't know certain things just because it's easier or it's more comfortable. There is no time for these games anymore. You are doing yourself disservice if you are pretending that you don't know something when you actually know. You know much more than you like to tell yourself. Just own your knowing and act accordingly. Be powerful. The next sign is that you will shine your light with ease and joy. Because many of you watching now are lightworkers, and even more people are empaths. And both these groups of people, they feel like they have to carry other people on their shoulders. They have to carry the burdens of this world, and they kind of have to shine the light. They have to be positive. They always have to, choose the path of light, which is true. But when there is this kind of like underlying feeling that you are forcing yourself to shine when you don't feel like shining, or you just have to be the light all the time, and you never allow yourself to be just human, then you are forcing yourself to shine that light, and that light is not so powerful, and you're exhausting yourself. But when you realize, as you're shifting to the fifth dimension, that you can just shine your light because this is who you are, it's nature for you, and yes, you hold that loving space, yes, you take hand of someone else and you walk the path with them, yes, you guide someone, yes, you bring them some loving presence and thoughts that they need in that moment, but you don't have to carry anyone on your shoulders. It's their choice what they do, and you do your best to somehow like be there in that most loving and highest frequency kind of way. But you don't have to carry them on your shoulders. This is not help, this is the ego trick how to keep us stuck. So find a way, like new relationship to your own light. How could you enjoy sharing your light? How it could be done with ease, without dimming your light, without pushing it somewhere. Just let it naturally flow and shine. The next step is that you will develop your inner observer. So you will notice that you are kind of like observing your thoughts, you are observing your life, your situations. You are not so attached to the particular things that are taking place in your life anymore. And a beautiful example could be if you are in the middle of argument and you kind of just like observe that situation or the other person shouting at you, and you just see what's happening, but you are not attached to it. You don't go into angry mode, you don't go into pity mode, you don't go into mode that you have to prove you're right. You just stay present and you observe it. And when you're inner observer, you also know when it's time to initiate action. So it's not this kind of just like passive observer, but it also provides you that feedback when it's good to take action. The next sign is that you will be proactive. So let's say that back then you just, you started to feel bad, and then you went that downward spiral. It was just piling up like more problems, more like, depression, sadness, and you started to be ugly at other people and at yourself, and you just went down that train. But this time you are proactive, so you are like, okay, I don't feel good right now. What is going on? Let me see. You check within yourself and you find a way how to feel better. You change your vibrational state quickly. You are proactive. You are not waiting for something, to go all the way down. Even let's say if you are in office or at work and you don't feel good and there are other people around you, what you can do is to go to toilet, close yourself, and like check in with yourself, go into meditation, or just take a couple of deep breaths. Like don't let it just be there, that emotion. Don't let it pile up, because that attraction points are much faster. So you will go faster down that rabbit hole, and you can go also faster high up, but you have to be proactive. The next sign is that you will feel called to strengthen your energy body. So suddenly you will be drawn to some practices that work with the energy body. And it can be anything. It can be Qigong, or it can be Kundalini yoga, it can be doing breath work, it can be anything. But you will feel like that you need something extra to work with your energy body. And maybe some of you will start doing some energy work on yourselves, or you find someone who can do energy work on you and you can learn it along the way. So you will feel like you need extra care of your energy body, which is so different from before, because before people were mostly just focused on their physical shells, and sometimes people were also focused on their mind. But now we are bringing in new aspects, the energy body and soul and your heart. And all these other aspects of you, they need attention as well, and you will feel it. It will not let you just be, not focus on the things that matter. So the next sign is that you will integrate and embody your knowledge. Before, it was okay in the beginning to read just spiritual books and to soak in information, because it was kind of like opening up your consciousness and showing you what is possible. But now, as we are going to the fifth dimension, you have to integrate those lessons. You have to walk your talk. And you don't have to rush it. You can take the simplest spiritual practices and try to embody them, and you will find out it's not easy, even if it's something so simple as staying always peaceful. Are you when there is stress or when something happens? You have to start integrating your lessons, and the best way to start is to look at your own life and see what you have learned over the last couple of years, what you have understood. And are you integrating and embodying all that knowledge actually in your life, in all the times? That's something that will teach you very much, which brings me to the next sign. You will be the student of life. The life itself will be teaching you, it will be guiding you, and you will be aware of it. So all the interactions and everything, you will take it as a teaching tool. You will take everything as a classroom. Every situation will be some gift for you, and you will look for that gift. You will look for those lessons. So your life will actually teach you much more than the theoretical knowledge. The next sign is that you will start to be aware of your multidimensional self. And I shot another video about it, so I will link it somewhere if I post it before this one. But anyway, your multidimensional self is you vibrating at the different frequencies at the same time. All of you exist. And you will start to connect to those other aspects of you that are separated through different frequencies. Maybe you will connect in the dream state. Maybe you will connect in meditations. Maybe you will connect when you are journaling your thoughts. You will somehow start to be aware of those other aspects of you. And again, you can use it so much in understanding your gifts, your skills, your purpose, how to embody certain aspects of you. This can be one of your best teaching tools. And somehow you will start to be aware of those other aspects of you as well. The next sign is that you will step into your power. And this is the power that is aligned with your higher self. And it's the power that cannot be somehow shaken. You're standing in the center of your power. And you do the things that you know you have to do in your life. You will not be giving your power away to fear. You will not be giving your power away to some ideas that are not of highest service to you. You will not be giving your power away to situations and people where you are wasting your time and energy. You have to be able to distinguish what's the best use of your energy, your time, and all of your resources. You have to stand in your power and embody the light of your soul, because then you are powerful. Then you know what to do. Then you start to be a leader. You become a leader for your community, which is what we need the most. We need leaders. We need people being in their power, not egoistic power, but the power coming from the soul. The next sign is that you will become the CEO of your mind, which you could have read about it in my book, which is called Become the CEO of Your Mind. what it means that you will be bringing in higher consciousness into your mind. So suddenly you will be able to see illusions and also recognize what is the truth, because most of the information on this planet is somehow twisted. There's always some illusion attached to it. And you will start to see through those illusions. You will start to understand how your mind is working. You will take ownership for your thoughts. And that will help you to feel more peaceful as well. And if you're interested in this topic, I have shot like 3 videos on this topic, and I also bring you more tools. And again, it will be linked somewhere, so stay tuned, because there's a very powerful tool that will change your mind rapidly. And the next sign is that you will feel anchored and centered in your present moment. So you will not be drifting so much into the past or into the future, but you will be kind of calling all those experiences into your present moment. You will be taking those lessons from the past into the present, and that future will become your present as well, so these timelines will be shrinking. The fabrics of time will be changing, and you will be calling everything into your present moment. You will be more rooted into what is happening now in your life and more interested in what is going now in your life than what happened 5 years ago. And that way you will be able to work with your power much better. And I think these are all the signs that I wanted to mention today. So take it more like kind of like ideas of what to focus on. Because you are already in that 5th dimension, the question only is, are you able to anchor that frequency in you so it's not drifting? And now please let me know in the comments below which of these signs you feel like are the easiest for you and which you feel are perhaps the most challenging for you. And if you tell me why, maybe I can help you somehow in the comments below as well to shift your mindset. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share and like. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.